So here we are, April 8th, continuing to be on Perdido Key down here by Pensacola, Florida, and it is yet another day of absolutely beautiful weather. This is the kind of weather that you want when you're here in Florida, just absolutely great. So yesterday was April 7th, and we went out, and the big news for yesterday is that we sheared Tonto. Tonto went out and got scalped yesterday. So I've talked about it before. One of the problems with corgis is the hair that they've been designed with, engineered with, is very good for being up in England where it's kind of wet and cold and dank and all that kind of stuff. But when you get into the hot sunshine of someplace like Florida, it starts to really kill them. Basically, they've got the equivalent of a North Face polar jacket on, and they're down here when it's 85 or 90 degrees, and that is not a good thing. So we went out, and we were very happy to find a place where we could shear Tonto. So Tonto's entire coat is off of him now, and his hair is only like that thick, and so he seems to be feeling really good. Now, we were happy to be able to do this yesterday, because one of the problems we run into back home is whenever we take Tex, when we had Tex or Tonto to the groomer, it can take up to 2 months to get them an appointment at a groomer back home. One of those things is, I will tell you guys, if you want to make money in life, don't think you have to do technology or engineering or any of that kind of stuff. I am not lying to you. I am not joking with you. I'm not screwing with you. Back home, it was a 2-month wait minimum to get to the dog groomers that we were going to, and it was $65 per dog to have any work done. So they were doing a good business. So being on the road traveling, that was one of our concerns. Is basically, were we going to be able to fit Tonto in anywhere? If they could fit us in 2 weeks from now, doesn't really matter because we're going to be gone for 2 weeks from now. So it was really nice. We called up a place that had good reviews. We called them up on Monday. We were able to slot him in yesterday, Tuesday, 10 o'clock he went in. 3 hours later he came out, all completely shaved, and so I think everybody is happy. It is weird though, it is weird, because with Tonto simply had just such a majestic, he had a particular look about him when he has all of his hair, because he has this big furry mane, and his fur is just so luxurious. So it definitely is a little bit weird now that he's all shaved off. He does not look like the good old Tonto that we know and love, but he's still the Tonto that we know and love. And as we continue on in our little adventure here, this should make him feel a lot better. We've been noticing, and that's one of the things you have to worry about when you have a dog on one of these trips, is just, seeing how they're doing. And we've noticed certain things, such as he'll get too hot and he doesn't want to eat. So there's been a couple of nights he's been so hot he hasn't wanted to eat. And then also his breath, he's been panting a lot, and we were really worried with the panting. We thought that was because of the cancer. So he has the bone cancer, and bone cancer, apparently the first thing it goes after it hits your bones is it goes to the lungs. So we were told that he would start to have some problems breathing, so he's panting really hard, and we thought that was a bad sign, that was because of the cancer. But now that we've shaved him off, last night, now that we've had him shaved for about 24 hours, his breathing has really seemed to calm down. So hopefully getting sheared will be a good thing for his health. So again, one of those random things to think about in life. If you have a dog with a lot of fur on it, don't just think because you're in a hot climate, don't just think, oh, it's a dog. Dogs are born to have fur on them. They'll be fine down here. Yeah, remember, a lot of these dogs were designed to be in very cold environments. So if you take them from a very cold environment where that thick coat is useful down to someplace like Florida, they may have a lot of issues. So that took up a lot of our day yesterday, because we had to take Tonto over, we had to wait like 3 or 4 hours in order to get him back. So that took up a big chunk of the day. So after that was over, we didn't really have a lot of the day left, so we decided to go over and take a look at Historic Pensacola and see what that was like. We figured it was a hit or miss thing. We didn't really know if Pensacola would be a very pretty city unto itself. And a lot of times, towns that are around these beach environments, a lot of times the town itself isn't that pretty, isn't that nice. But we were pleasantly surprised to find out that Historic Pensacola is actually a really nice place to go to. So you go down, basically what we plugged into our GPS, we plugged in the address where there's something called the Historic Pensacola Village. So Historic Pensacola Village is basically a recreation of the historic Pensacola town, I guess from about 100 years ago. It has historical reenactors, the whole 9 yards. It's kind of sorta like Colonial Williamsburg, but it's in the middle of the city. But basically we plugged that into GPS. We found free parking. There's lots of free parking. That's one thing I love about Florida. Florida has so much free parking. Anyway, so it's free parking. So we just went there, parked in a big old parking lot, then we wandered over to where that historic Pensacola Village is. The thing is, with historic Pensacola Village, there's an admission fee. There's like $6, and you go through and you get all these history lessons that you're gonna forget about 30 minutes after you leave. So we didn't really want to pay the admission, not because we really cared about the admission, just because we didn't really want another history lesson. But what's cool is you can wander through most of the buildings, and you can wander through the community without paying any fee. So again, the historic Pensacola Village is the old Pensacola buildings down there, so you can walk the streets and you can look at most of the stuff and not pay a dime. You can just go, and that's what we did. We spent a couple hours, we went, we strolled, we went up one street, we went down one street, whole 9 yards, and it was really beautiful there. You got to see these beautiful old historic buildings. They have these old historic trees. They have an old historic park. It was just a very beautiful environment there. Not only that, but if you go down a little south of the village, it takes you right to the water, and right on the water is this nice walking and biking trail, so you can go there. Beyond that, what's cool in the area is, so they have the historic area, like here, whatever, and then right beside it, they have very nice houses that they're building that they're not historic. They're only a few years old, maybe 10 years old at most, but they design them to be very pretty. So one of the problems with in the American society is we are so used to building houses that are ugly as hell. So the problem is you have a nice historic area, and then right beside it you have new construction that's ugly as hell. What's kind of cool with Historic Pensacola is, holy crap, you guys see that thing? That is what I call a boat. What the hell is that thing? That must be some weird ass Navy thing over there. Huh, wow, that's huge. Anyways, so what's cool with Historic Pensacola is that they're building these very nice, pretty houses right beside the historic area. So you can kind of walk, you end up walking out of the historic area into another very beautiful community where you can take a look around, and you wander back into the historic area and out of the historic area. It's all very nice. Then past that, if you go over to the main downtown area, they have a long corridor where they have cafes, and they have bars, and they have restaurants, and they have clubs, and they have all that kind of stuff. And that was a very nice area to walk through. And for any of you guys who are vegan vegetarians out there, they did have a full-fledged vegetarian, mostly vegan restaurant called Sluggo's. So just everybody is happy. Now, if you guys are going to be going down to Historic Pensacola, what I would probably recommend is go there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and here's why. You go there 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can wander around a little bit, and then you can grab a coffee, and then you can wander a little bit more, and then you can grab a beer and kind of sit while you watch everybody go by, and then you can go to a restaurant and eat some good food, and then from there they've got the clubs and dance things, so you can go listen to a little music and then go home. That is probably what I would recommend as an adult if I was in that area, is to go there. We didn't really know what was going on, so we already had some plans for dinner and all that, but I would target, go there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can get your coffee, you can wander, you can sit and have a beer, you can wander, you can get some food, you can wander, you can go listen to some music. I think that is the way to go, because this is a really nice, it really is, like, I'm not saying like world class or anything, but state class. I mean, like, it's like a really good, like, it's a really nice little environment down there. So I would say it's definitely worth a nighttime excursion or an afternoon excursion over to see it. It's just very cool, very pretty. So some original stuff that you don't see everywhere. So yeah, definitely give that one a thumbs up. And that's really all there was for yesterday. We sheared Tonto. We got his coat off, so now he feels a little bit better in this hot environment. We went down to Historic Pensacola, took a look at that. Overall, still finding Pensacola to be a very nice place. Pensacola is a very nice place, I do have to say. So if you ever get the opportunity, definitely come down here, because we're like 4 or 5 days into this. And I do have to say, I'm still liking it.